Okay, for the next stroke properties panel, we're actually going to use a still image, and I'm going to use one that's part of a file sequence. So let's go and open it up. Let's use, it's called globe full, and we'll just double click on it. So this still image, it could be any still image that you have. Um, Basically what I'm going to do is go to stroke and then texture, and you'll see the image appear here. I can right click on where it shows up in graphics and set it as a file sequence. You could click file sequence and then have to go into it again and then choose the actual frame rate, or you can just click on the frame rate. So I'm going to click on frame rate. I know it's 60 frames per second, and there's no alpha currently in this. There's a couple things you could do if you don't. I actually have the alpha folder for that here. But if you don't have that, you could right click in this or click on this add key button here, and then either luma key it or chroma key it out. Okay, we'll look at that in a little bit, but first I'm just going to drag and drop my alpha in here and set it for 60 as well. Now there's 300 images in this file sequence, so that means if I do 60 frames per second, I need 5 seconds for the animation. Currently my workspace is set for 1 second, as is the case. It's default. So we click on workspace, and we're going to turn on scale so that my object will be stretched to the duration of the workspace. Set it for 5. Okay. Now when I play the timeline, you can see that it's spinning away in there. This is not real time, as is usual with this application, but it's pretty smooth. And we're going to go ahead and say that is the texture panel. Now, a couple other little things. You can adjust the fade. That's for the alpha there. The focus is for the actual image itself. So those things are animatable as well. And let's set this aside for now. And I don't know what that fade was set for originally, but let's say it was set for somewhere around there. Let's talk about the key for a second. So we're going to get a different image, or maybe even the same image. Let's pull the globe full back in, second instance, and we're going to go to the properties of it. So let's look at it. Properties, stroke, texture. Okay, and let's do a key. Add key. Play with luma key. Just turning it on, it automatically knocks it out. I'm going to put something in the background so you can actually see what's happening. Let's go ahead and open a bin, and we'll go to sampler, and we'll just put something like this guy right back behind it. Ugh, yucky. Looks pretty bad. So you need to adjust all this stuff. Clip levels, low, high. You can spend a little while in here trying to get this to look pretty good. So, oops. Just get rid of this orange thing in the background. And that's pretty much, if you don't have the alpha, you could do that. Okay, and let's go back to texture. There's also a chroma key option in here for keying out colors, and that is the texture panel. Okay, so the next and final panel to look at will be the color, advanced color panel, which we'll go to next. It really is going to mostly affect these paint strokes and text, so we'll take a look at that in the next video and final on the stroke properties.